Have you ever seen those yarn cozies and thought, are they really worth it? Hey everyone, I've been working with a lot of yarn cakes recently, and when they get put in my bag, they become a totally tangled up mess, and it is beginning to bother me. And I can't be the only person that's bothering, because there are many yarn cozy patterns out there. The most notable one is probably that of Knitty Natty, who has made yarn cozies in knitting and crochet in a variety of sizes. However, this is just a cylinder of yarn. I'm not going to buy a pattern for that. I can figure this out by myself, right? Right? My first attempt, I honestly thought was too small when I made it. I used this lovely blue yarn that is actually a leftover from the first sock yarn I ever owned. And I made a slightly too big pair of socks myself out of them, ended up gifting them to my husband, a little pair of socks with what was left over, and then still had more left. So it was about time that that became something. And I knit until I was at I increased until I was at the radius of about a sock's width, and then just went up the side in a 3x1 rib, cast off with an I-cord. And at first it seemed like it was going to be too small. It took a lot of effort to get this 50-gram cake in here, and I was pretty sure I was supposed to be aiming at what would have been the 100-gram cake size. So I was a bit disappointed at first. However, I was more disappointed when I made the 100-gram cake size one. I went slightly bigger. I was trying to aim for a really nice numerical 3x1 again, and unfortunately it ended up too big. It doesn't really stretch easily over this cake. It just kind of pops in and out really quite easy, so this isn't going to work when the cake starts to collapse. Thankfully, I'm working with 50 grams at the moment quite frequently, and I figured it was worth making another one in that anyway. So I got this beautiful purple yarn next from Rosie's Moments. This is left over from a shawl that I made. The plain purple has gone in my sock pile, but the multicoloured was probably not going to be used for anything else. So I cast this on and did the exact same number again, added 4 sneaky extra stitches to give me just a little bit extra, and it has come out perfect. And to be fair, this one is not so bad either. Once the cake starts to collapse, it does pull in quite well. So it maybe doesn't bother me too much that it was too tight to begin with. So overall, am I sold on the yarn cakes? Do I think they're worth it? Yeah, kinda. Now that I've got this size that I need for my 50-gram cakes, I can throw these in my bags without any fear that they are going to be trouble. This one is doing well, all things considering. It's just a little short, so next time I'm going to make it taller.